people, the idea of being a hero really kind of like a lot of people, they like, yeah, but I could never be a hero. Just that kind of that belief that they couldn't be a hero, and yet people are obsessed with heroes. Because look at all the superhero movies that have been coming out over the last few years and coming out over the next 2 years. It's crazy. There is a hunger. There is a hunger for, people believe we need heroes. They want heroes, and they have this belief in them. But they're not quite sure. And yet, as long as we have superheroes, it kind of lets us off the hook, because superheroes have something special that we don't have. And the reality is, one of the most common things that most heroes have is they have a lot of pain. They went through some kind of crisis. They went through some kind of disaster that almost killed them, and they survived it. And through that survival, they made a commitment, and they made some decisions, and they ended up, out of that, they found their superpower. And it's not superpower, it's just real power that we can have and embrace, but people are afraid of it. So that's the conversation that we're going to be starting is, are you, in fact, one of the videos I'm getting ready to do in the next couple of weeks is how to be ready for anything. How to be ready for anything. Because last Friday, there was a 7.2 earthquake in the Philippines, which was real close to where our virtual assistants are. So as soon as it happened, I Skyped him and I said, hey, did you guys just have an earthquake? Because I got a notification on my app there was a big earthquake, big one. And he's like, yeah, it was big, and they were okay. But I was like, I live in Southern California. We live right here on one of the greatest fault lines, or most unstable fault lines in the world. And they say it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it happens, are we ready for it? Are we ready for a disaster? And so I got to thinking, if you're going to be a hero has to be ready for anything. They got to be ready for the bad stuff, for the disasters, for the emergencies. But they also, I think, to be a hero, you also have to be ready for the opportunities, for the good stuff. And, if somebody's in real estate, the downturn's coming someday. We don't know when, but it's coming. In business, the economy, the stock market's in a huge bubble right now. I mean, historically, it's the biggest bubble of all time. The only reason we don't know the reason people don't see it as a bubble yet is because it hadn't popped. But every previous in history, anytime the stock market has done what it's doing now, it pops. When it pops, it's ugly. Are we ready for it? First, if you're ready for it, then you know what to do. And if you're ready for it, it's an emergency, it's crisis. You can come to the rescue because you're ready for it. There's also great opportunity in it because you're ready if you're prepared. And so the time to prepare prepare for moments of crisis is before the crisis happens, right? That's the time to prepare for it. Right now. Right now, everything's great. Now's the time to be preparing for crisis. In fact, I just thought of this. In Chinese, the word crisis is spelled with two characters. The first one stands for danger, and the second one represents opportunity. Do you know that? That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Danger, opportunity. That's a crisis. Well, when a crisis comes, do you know what to do? So I'm working on how do you prepare to be ready for anything. And I think that's part of the hero's journey. That's part of the hero training.